This section we are going to discuss on the maintenance of the basement waterproofing system. Of course, the maintenance and management of a building should be done in a whole, not limited just to a single system. For good maintenance guide, one can refer to this comprehensive guide. The SS652, which include the maintenance consideration of various professional discipline throughout the value chain of the building development, from design to execution and to maintenance. For this lesson, we will focus on just basement waterproofing. The philosophy of a good maintenance should begin with the planning and design of a system. That is why there are a term called design for maintainability. A good or a bad execution, to a large extent, will also greatly affect subsequent maintenance works. For all good basement maintenance, the monitoring of critical performance should start immediately after the completion of work, and not when problems discovered during the operation. Arresting the problem upfront will remove a lot of headache for extensive repair works when a building is put into use. Here are some common problems of basement waterproofing after the completion of the works. As one can tell from these pictures, it seems like most of this are due to poor workmanship during execution. Well, this can be true. And may not be true. As there may be multiple causes that leads to the occurrence of a problem. For example, a wrong design construction joint length that leads to a weak point and cracks. A defect waterproofing material that did not serve its function. Sometimes, with a clear telltale sign of a defect or problem, it may not directly serve as an evidence of the root cause. As mentioned earlier, regular inspection of a basement waterproofing should start right after the completion of the system. To observe if there are cracks occur after the completion. To understand what causing the cracks, is it a drying shrinkage due to insufficient curing, is it a movement crack due to deflection? Or, it could actually a design issue with insufficient structure strength, thickness, or reinforcement. A good observation on the water leak pattern can also help you to arrest the possible cause of the problem. Is it always happen at the construction joints? Is the construction joint stage too far apart? Is the water stop material is having a problem, or if the construction joint is done proper? Is it always happen at the tie rod hole? Is the tie rod hole properly sealed with right materials? With the right gauge of the problem, then one can introduce the appropriate repair or reinstatement method. Of course, depends on the extent of the defect, different type of repair method can be introduced. But sometimes, a repair may not be always effective and able to arrest the problem right away. Multiple repairs for a leak basement is not uncommon. And a localized repair may induce another defects elsewhere. When that happen, it actually lead to carrying out repair works everywhere. Worse, now one actually lost track on the initial observation and judgment on the root cause of the problem. For such case, an extensive diagnostic is necessary. There are many ways to carry out basement leaking diagnostic. Besides pure visual inspection and the judgment on the possible cause of leak by experienced maintenance personnel or qualified building inspector, there are also other advanced non-destructive diagnostic tools available. Amongst them, the infrared thermography for moisture detection, portable microwave tomography to identify source of leakage are commonly used by professional building defects assessors. Recent years, there are also self-diagnostic devices such as strain gauges and optic fibers embedded in the structure and can have real-time monitoring and reporting of structural health. With advancement of technology, such self-diagnostic method is gaining popularity. The building defects diagnostic and building defects assessment by itself warrant an in-depth discussion and can be a specialized engineering topic on its own. Therefore, we will not describe each of the advanced diagnostic tools and technique here, but just to show you some of such system available, when the visual inspection required further supplementary techniques for a complete defect analysis. The other problems that occur and causes damage to the waterproofing system are the installation of services. Such installation work can happen during the construction stage, or even when the building is already put in operation. During construction, embedding services in the wall is important. But, watch out, Some of these installation is going to cause problem to the waterproofing system, and sometimes, causing the void or invalid of system warranty. Water pipes, gas pipes, communication services, cabling are some of the common services which will be embedded for certain aesthetic reason. Or, even with an exposed system for the services, the support of such system will often attach to the wall, and sometimes, on a wall with waterproofing system. While external tanking system may not be affected by the internal fit-out works, the utilities such as water mains, lead-in pipes for power cable etc. often required good coordination and additional strengthening at the lead-in location. When problems occur at these locations, additional sealing system will have to be introduced. For places where vibration may occur, such as pressure pipes water hammer effect during operation, regular inspection of these potential problematic area is important. The right sealant such as the synthetic resin composite should be introduced. When a drainage system type C is introduced, there are plenty of areas to be looked out for during maintenance period. Ensure the proper draining gradient is important. While a proper draining gradient is maintained during construction, other issues may happen that causes the drain to lose its performance as a conveyance path for the seepage water. Blocking by debris, for example, is a common problem to the drainage system. It happened not only during the construction stage, but also during fit-out work when the external wall is disturbed and debris left inside the cavity system. The blockage of drainage system, not just causing the flow of seepage water, but also induced new hygiene and health issue to the basement space users, as breeding of organisms will take place in this dark and wet cavities. The drainage system also depends on the pump sump for a proper discharge of accumulated seepage, thus a regular inspection of the pump sump and regular testing of its mechanical operation is also important. In summary, to have a good waterproofing system, all of the followings are essential: an optimum design for the waterproofing system, a good waterproofing product, job executed by trained and specialized workmen, a strict site supervision and monitoring, and followed by regular inspection and maintenance. Then, you can have a good and dry basement to function for its intended purposes. Thank you and see you in the next specialized engineering lesson.